She was just a little girl, small, unnoticed, and carrying the heavy weight of a world that had never given her anything easily. Yet when she stepped forward in that courtroom, she didn't shake, she didn't whisper, and she didn't hide behind anyone's shadow. She looked straight at the judge, a man everyone feared, a man whose silence alone could crush a person. And in that moment, her courage wasn't loud or dramatic, it was steady, simple, and disarming. It came from a place deeper than confidence, from love, from desperation, from a belief that her voice could cut through the coldness of the room. People didn't expect someone like her to challenge power so boldly. But she did. And with just a few brave words, she shifted the air, reminding everyone that strength isn't always measured by status or stature, but by the heart that refuses to stay silent. The moment her promise filled the room, the laughter came fast, sharp, dismissive, almost rehearsed. It wasn't just laughter at her words, it was laughter at who they thought she was. A poor black girl from a forgotten neighborhood, daring to speak of healing and hope in a place built on rules, evidence, and skepticism. They didn't see her heart, they only saw her circumstances. And that's the problem with society, we're quick to measure people by what they lack instead of what they carry within. Every chuckle, every smirk, every whispered comment in that courtroom was a reminder of how easily we underestimate those who don't fit our idea of power. They didn't mock the miracle she promised, they mocked the possibility that someone like her could be the source of one. But what they failed to realize was that sometimes the most extraordinary truths come from the most unexpected voices. She didn't step into that courtroom to impress anyone or to prove anything about herself. She came for one reason, her father. The man who had tucked her in at night, who had worked himself to exhaustion just to keep food on their table, who had been taken from her in a moment she still didn't fully understand. That bond, that love, was stronger than the fear that tried to grip her. It was stronger than the stares, the whispers, the towering walls of the justice system. She wasn't thinking about consequences or how impossible her promise sounded. She was thinking about the man who raised her, the man she believed in, the man she knew didn't belong behind bars. And love like that, it does something powerful. It pushes you to speak when you're supposed to stay quiet. It gives a child the kind of strength adults often forget they once had. What made her words so striking wasn't just the boldness, it was the faith behind them. A kind of faith that didn't ask for permission to exist, that didn't need validation from the courtroom or approval from the judge. She believed, with every part of her, that healing was possible, that justice could bend, that hope wasn't something reserved for the privileged. In her world, faith wasn't an abstract idea, it was survival. It was waking up every day and choosing to trust in something bigger than hardships, bigger than poverty, bigger even than the paralysis that held the judge captive. While everyone else saw impossibility, she saw opportunity. She carried a conviction so pure it made logic seem small. And in that moment, her simple promise became more than a plea, it became a challenge to everything that room thought it knew about what could and could not change. What made her words so striking wasn't just the boldness, it was the faith behind them. A kind of faith that didn't ask for permission to exist, that didn't need validation from the courtroom or approval from the judge. She believed, with every part of her, that healing was possible, that justice could bend, that hope wasn't something reserved for the privileged. In her world, faith wasn't an abstract idea, it was survival. It was waking up every day and choosing to trust in something bigger than hardships, bigger than poverty, bigger even than the paralysis that held the judge captive. While everyone else saw impossibility, she saw opportunity. She carried a conviction so pure it made logic seem small. And in that moment, her simple promise became more than a plea, it became a challenge to everything that room thought it knew about what could and could not change. When the judge stood, everything changed, not just for him, but for everyone who witnessed it. Suddenly, justice didn't look like a man in a robe or the cold language of legal documents. It looked like truth revealing itself through a child's unwavering faith. In that moment, the system that had been rigid, unmovable, almost mechanical, was forced to confront something human and profound. The judge wasn't just healed physically, he was shaken awake. He saw the girl not as a case, not as a statistic, but as a child who loved her father enough to believe in the impossible. And in that clarity, he understood that justice couldn't stay confined to procedure alone. Sometimes, it needs heart. Sometimes, it needs mercy. Sometimes, it needs the courage of someone the world never thought to listen to. And that day, justice finally remembered its purpose.